you have. Racing greyhounds suffered over 4,800 injuries last year. 257 died trackside, according to the Greyhound Board of Great Britain. And the board saying that 400,000 dogs ran last year. The injury rate was 1.15%, which sounds pretty low. But today, MPs calling for bookmakers to pay compulsory levy to improve animal welfare. So, Mark Bird is joining us, Managing Director of the Greyhound Board of Great Britain. Hello, Mark.
Good evening.
So 4,800 injuries to greyhounds compared to the amount that are running on the tracks. That's quite low. But your reaction to the amount of dogs getting injured is what?
Okay, well, first of all, the injuries aren't all career-ending. It's just injuries that are recorded by the veterinary surgeon, which is at each of the racetracks whenever they run or trial. So, we can't be complacent about it. It is a world-class figure compared with greyhound racing in America or in Australia or even closer to home in Ireland. But so we will continue to make sure that those figures are driven down.
And in terms of the dogs that finish greyhound racing, because there are some that are put down because they can't be rehomed, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a sad reflection of the fact that it's not a case that there's too many dogs. It's just that greyhounds, to be fair, aren't seen as great pets to many people, and it's complete contrary to what our research and those people who own greyhounds would say. They make great pets and they're great grandchildren, and believe it or not, they want to spend more time on the sofa than most other dogs.
So it's a misconception then?
Absolutely, and I came into the sport about 2.5 years ago, and I have to say I've never considered to have a greyhound, and we're now having a retired one join us in the next few weeks.
So all those greyhounds that finish racing and can't be rehomed, that are put down, maybe more could be rehomed with, I don't know, maybe a publicity campaign. What needs to be done to get more rehomed then? Yeah,
and we at the same time we launched the data, and it is the first time we launched it, and we'll run it again next year. We have a partner charity called the Greyhound Trust, but there are other independent charities out there, and they home in the region of about 4,500 greyhounds per year. So it's not a question of putting down a healthy dog. It's a question of saying, look, these dogs can be rehomed, but it requires more people to be available to take up the dogs in the first place.
Yes, and this is the Greyhound Commitment that you've launched.
That's correct, yes. An 8-point plan, which basically outlines exactly what we are doing around welfare, but also what we intend to do. And one of those aspects, very quickly, is so if a dog does get injured, the medical costs through veterinary treatment have been exorbitantly high. So the Greyhound Board, again with the funding from the bookmakers, which is what you've been talking about, our ambition is to try and get those dogs repaired, which means that they can go on then to be rehomed. So
there's a lot of good things happening.
There is, but again, as I said, the commitment from the Greyhound Board is that we can't be complacent about it. We want to take the numbers of dogs that are euthanized because they can't be afforded to be repaired. We want to take that number down to zero over the next few years.
Mark Bird, Managing Director from the Greyhound Board of Great Britain. Mark, thanks for being on the show.
No, thanks for the invitation.